Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Top of the time zone. I'm Alan C. You're with Johnny J in the house, here on the Intervision FM universe. You're not going to want to miss today's podcast. Brought to you by Bonefields Foundation, Chinook Foundation, Christian Brothers Moving Company, Englewood, Colorado. Also, Richard Damiano of the Littleton Eye Clinic. Stay with us.
Oh my God.
That's who we love, and that's who we serve.
Is it running now? Yes. Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather Soul, James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul, James Brown, saying stay with it and hit it.
Oh, there you go.
So it's Tuesday.
Tuesday the 4th. I mean, the time is going so quickly. This month, it's like I think I can remember what I was doing last June.
I was thinking about that. I was looking at some Facebook memories from 3, 4, 5 years ago, 7 years ago. Some of the stuff, pre-COVID days and things, and it was definitely a different time. And boy, the things that I was concerned about before, boy, they're small potatoes compared to what we got going on these days. Hey, folks, you're not going to want to miss today's podcast, brought to you by the sponsors we just mentioned.
Yeah, and especially Christian Brothers. I mean, they're going through some times now. They not to get into too much. They have a rogue accountant.
Awesome.
Oh man, and there's nothing worse than having a person that's control of the money being a rogue.
Absolutely right. Speaking of rogues, we're going to talk a little bit about. We'll probably bring up a little bit about rogues in our gov, but we'll talk a little bit about rogues in the music business.
Oh yeah.
Comes to mind. Why is she getting sued twice? Stay with us.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna not want to miss that story. Lenny Kravitz, I guess he's been celibate for 9 years. 60 years old. I guess that's no big feat, especially for us older folks. We tend to slow down after a while. Some of us, anyway.
Yeah, that puts the new meaning to the Thrill Is Gone by B.B. King.
Is gone.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Intervision FM needs your help and your support. Check out the, what is it called? Unlocking your
musical
talent or something.
Talents, and also unlocking the Intervision's membership. So yeah, there's a lot of them I got out there. I just uploaded yesterday's show on YouTube, so that's going to be out there. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff going, a lot of things going on. And then we have an Intervision FM group on Facebook. You can join and be a part of like conversation. Right now, I'm looking. Have you been seeing some of the conversation? This lady named Brenda Francis.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. It's interesting. It caught my name because my mom's name happened to have been Brenda Francis. So I didn't get to delve into that. I was meaning to do that. That's on my list for later on this evening.
Yeah, so they're carrying on some conversations over there. So hey, join in on the conversation. And sometimes we talk about music, and sometimes we talk about politics. Sometimes we talk about just a variety of different topics. So hey, yeah, go over there and find out more about Intervision. And hey, good news! I found out that my flash drive is ready. I've been holding off on writing grants because all my updated grants are up there. So now I can, no excuses. go pick it up tomorrow and
That's awesome.
get
Yeah,
back,
it's
get
always a
back in.
messed up thing when technology takes a dump on your life and you gotta make alternate plans to get to your information and things like that. You know, that's always important to keep your information in a place where it's safe and things like that. Um,
Oh yeah.
where do we want to start today?
Well, hey, I want to start with Spotify and them raising their prices. I
You
think,
know, I saw something about that. There's a guy called gosh, what's his name? Damian Keys. And I follow some of
oh,
his stuff, and he's kind of doom and gloom about the music industry. He started
hmm.
out being, oh, here's how you can make all kinds of money, and now he's kind of, well, it's pretty much over for the music industry. What's going on in Spotify? They're raising their rates again, huh?
Yeah, I guess not for the college, the student or college kids. I mean, they still have it at a reasonable price.
Yeah,
But I said, I guess they said it like improve some of their features and things of that sort. And
yeah,
I have a feeling that because the artist, well, and then they went to this thing where you had to get at least 1,000 streams before you would get any payout.
yes.
So it's not that, and what you get half of a percent payment after so many streams.
There are some other music services out there that will offer some other payout options. Um, best way to find out about those payout options and different stuff in the music industry is to stay abreast of what's happening with Intervision FM. So hit us up at info at
Yeah,
intervisionrecords.org. And
yeah. And then info at innovationfm.com is up as well.
yeah, you definitely want to become a member.
Yeah.
This is the best way that we know of to really service the clients in the best way possible. When you become a member, there are a bunch of perks. So definitely check out some of that stuff. You know, if you need some more hands-on type stuff, that's also offered and discussed as well.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's the idea is to never quit. What does James Brown say? Stay with it and hit it.
Yeah, see what they hit it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always
Yeah.
that's always good.
So leave in the comments like, okay, Spotify has raised its prices. Will you stick with them or would you go back to what was it? Because I have quite a few artists and they we're on the artist page of it, and so I get the analytics, which the, I've noticed that the analytics are getting a lot better. Now I know exactly what countries, states,
Yes.
um, the artists are getting, and the sex of the person, which I said, man, it's like that, and I didn't have to like tweak it to get all that information. So that really works very well.
So what do you
So
folks think? Do you want to stay with Spotify? Do you think the enhanced features and services are worth it? Or will you be shopping around? What do you guys think?
yeah, that would be interesting to find out. It's like so like you know, leave it in the comments line. Let us know what you think and will you be changing some of your streaming habits and maybe go to another service that's not charging that much, or will you stick with it? And then you as an artist, we want to still know what you think about you know those new rules that have been implemented, and is it helping more or less the big artists as usually it is. If you got a big will behind you, they have the resources to push you out there more, and therefore you get more streams. So it's just, it's just crazy, right?
Blah, 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 blah.
Yes, I understand. Okay. All right. Let's get let's talk a little bit about Lenny Kravitz. Okay, of course, as you said, like he's 6 years old. For you guys that are younger, okay, in the Bible when it talks about, like, you meet this lady, you cleave unto her, you leave your parents and to be with this person.
Yeah.
Well, I have found, and I kind of tell my daughters, and some people have this kind of wisdom. Every time you're with somebody, uh, every time you go, you take a part of me. What was that? What was that song? But it goes even further than that. Not every time you go, every time you go from this person to this person, it does take a part of you, and maybe that leads to being, heartless and being uh cavalier about relationship, because you're going for that high, that the endorphins of I'm in love, and then eventually you need more of a high, because that last one wasn't enough. And it's all because, being as we are spiritual beings, you're leaving a part of your spirit with that person. And even the Bible talks about, even like, why should you hook yourself up with a lady of the night? Don't you know that joining with this person this way, that takes something from your soul. So the Bible gives us a lot of wisdom, but because a lot of us don't read it, we just don't. We don't have enough to meditate on it and realize, maybe the thing of jumping from person to person is not all that what it cracks up to be. And I mean, there've been so many songs about this, from I need somebody to love, like, that one, that song kind of cracks me up. But many, or Al Green, I'm tired of being alone, I'm tired of being alone. And it's like, but you want something that has more of a connection than, and well, and us guys, we're the visual, right?
Yeah.
And
Even if you're
sometimes
blind when you're a guy,
you
you're
hear,
definitely visual.
yeah, or like the scent of a lady or something like that. I mean,
A woman.
you need, yeah. And women, man, they'll see stuff in us that we don't even see. And you see this woman with this guy, and say, why is she with him? Uh, why is he? Why is Jesse? No, why is he with Jesse? Yeah, because I want to be with Jesse's girl. Yeah,
Hey, there
yeah,
you go. I
yeah,
remember that song. That was a good old song.
yeah. So hey, so just get as you get more deeper, and I guess maybe I don't know. I don't know if it takes a little bit of meditation, if it takes a little bit of clearing your mind, uh, fasting a little bit, uh, and get on the tea leaves. You don't have to be free leave. Just get yourself free, because there's 50 ways to leave your lover. All these little songs are coming in my head, man. It's like, oh man.
It's interesting that you bring up the idea about the Bible.
Hmm.
When I was younger, obviously, I thought that was you know, for me, maybe. Um, but maybe I would do it later. I would get
Hmm.
into that, maybe do that stuff later. Right now, I'm busy. I'm busy. Well, I remember one time I came home from doing a gig, and um, nothing special. Just got done with a show, and lady says, "Oh, you play guitar? Oh, well, we need to get together in that way, if you know what I mean."
Hmm.
And it shocked me, and it shouldn't have shocked me, because obviously I was in the late 1980s, mid 1980s, whatever, big hair, uh, the plastic rock star mentality.
Hmm.
Ladies were definitely trying to find themselves. We'll
All right.
just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And you know, but I ran away from it, and I was actually celibate for almost 9 years. Uh, finally ended up getting hooked up with a lady, married her, was with her
Hmm.
for 11 years anyway. And, you know, we were both on the same page at the time anyway, that we should, stay together for life, stay, married, all this neat stuff. And I was a dork, so I've only got myself to blame that that didn't last. Because
Hmm.
no, I didn't follow those tenets of the Bible. Those are great, maybe to live for me, but I'll do it later, or I'll do it never. I mean,
Hmm.
maybe I'll make my own way. And I was in a sermon one time after my divorce, and the pastor mentioned that you get old and you get tired after a while. You get to a place where partying doesn't fill that void in you anymore. That void that is in all of us that only Christ can fill eternally. That that can only be temporarily filled by drugs, alcohol, women, you know,
Hmm.
all that stuff. And so it's interesting that folks like there's a contrast between Lenny Kravitz and Madonna.
Hmm.
Madonna's out there getting sued a couple of different times for a couple of different things. One
Hmm.
being, hey man, you're grandma. You ought not to be flinging your junk all around. And I got kids, I got grandkids, I got whatever. They might want to come see you. Maybe they respect your music, they like your style, but they don't like the way that you present yourself. You know,
Hmm.
I don't know.
And maybe like living in that world where maybe she has experienced stuff that the average Joe would never experience. Her stories, maybe even been approached in these different ways, and so maybe her persona is a little bit jagged because she said, you know, all these things exist out there, and even though she might not even not know, her audience might have not been exposed to those kind of things.
An interesting point that you bring up. And oftentimes that happens in the celebrity circles where something happens to them when they're fairly young and up and coming, and it changes them forever. And so they're bent a certain way for the remainder of their career, however long that career may be. Some great celebrities, some stars, they burn out quickly. Others just sort of hang out and get old and still want to remain relevant even into their 60s. Can't blame them. I mean, as I get older myself, I still want to remain relevant. Um,
Hmm.
but there are lines I won't cross to try to remain relevant. You know what I mean?
Hmm. So this so much offended this one audience participant, or maybe it was several, but I know the last one, it was two gentlemen that they brought like a class act, a class suit. Uh, and what do you think? I mean, because usually when I go to concert, eh, usually there's three bands on the roster,
Mhm.
and even when I was in Amsterdam, I went to Metallica, and I wish they would have advertised that all these other bands starting around like either 2 o'clock in the afternoon were there, because the band that came on right before them, I said, I like that one. I would have loved to seen the beginning of that show, and supported their music just as much as I would have Metallica's. And that's kind of weird that you have these big stadium or arena concerts or whatever, and I guess it's in the contract that I guess you get to a level where they only advertise you, And so the audience think that it's just going to be 2 hours with you. And no, it's just in your contract that you will be advertised, no one else. And I sort of like false advertisement.
I gotta wonder about that because if you have headliners or openers, I should say, and you're the headliner, you have openers that come in, you want to bill them for the exposure. I mean, they do get paid still, do they not?
Oh yeah. They're just your opening act. To warm the audience up. I mean, that's how Prince made it. He opened for the Rolling Stones and other people. And
Yeah, but he was at least recognized. You see what I'm saying? I
oh
mean,
yes,
he was
back in the day.
on the ticket.
Yeah, because yes, I
Whereas
mean the
now,
Stones always do that.
yeah, because some of these folks, why, yeah, you're absolutely right. They don't even appear on the ticket. So that's got to be rather annoying. So I can definitely see where you're coming from. I mean, you pay to go see a band. They're booked for maybe 45 minutes, maybe an hour and a half, whatever their set is. And so you've got all these other bands that you've got to pretty much listen to before you can get
Hmm.
to the head.
And sometimes it's gold, and then sometimes
Yep.
it may not be.
Yep. Yep.
But I mean, what do you guys think about it? Leave your comments in the subject line down there. Like, share. It really helps with the algorithm, and support us with a donation. Give us a heart or whatever, and who knows? The next time we come on, we'll give you a shout out if we don't see it now. But I mean, it really just helps. Give us buy us a cup of coffee, or chai. In my case, chai. I
Chai
like
is
chai
good stuff.
a
I
lot
like,
better.
I like chai. Chai is good stuff. I do it
Oh yeah.
regular sometimes.
Oh
Mix
yeah.
that with a little bit of
Okay.
regular coffee and just get right where you want to be with that stuff.
Yes. Oh wow. I just seen the thing. Jeff Farr of he has um what is it, a community room. He's live, and why is my Facebook open? Well, anyway, we are going to close this one a little bit early, and we want to, you know, we want to get the algorithms, so we want people to stay longer. So when it seems like the time of this, they'll say, "Hey, let's go check this one out."
That's
So
right.
but so we appreciate everybody, and I'm working on an ebook here that will be out eventually. So it'll be about the music business because that's what we know the most.
That's
And
going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a lot of fun. Also, stay
uh
tuned. Even Me is out there, the original.
yes.
I'm going to toss it up on my Facebook page later. So folks that follow me and stuff like that, um, I'll just toss the YouTube link up there. Johnny is actually rewriting the movie and putting a
Huh.
future type of take on it.
Oh
Is that
yeah.
how it works?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a future take on it. Um and just getting more in depth with their personalities,
Yeah.
and just being on the road as a visually impaired artist and so forth, and some things that might go along with that. And it'd be a different type of movie. Definitely a different type of movie than what you've been. It'd be ADA requirement
ADA
viewing.
compliant. Hey, folks,
Yeah.
if you guys have never ever been involved in a movie before, um, you know, there are a bunch of different Kickstarter campaigns that can be done. Um, so do help us out with whatever you can help us out with. I know times are really hard, but gonna get this film produced and get that out there. This is really going to be a lot of fun.
Hmm.
So stay tuned for all of this.
All right. So until tomorrow, hey, have a fantastic day, and happy June or
Be
something like
June. God
that.
bless.
Oh yeah, definitely.